All right, so today we're going to talk about compound interest, okay? And I'm going to show you how to solve it in Desmos, just like I showed you how to solve your equations in Desmos, okay? The only thing here is when you were solving for equations, I gave you the equation, you just had to type left-hand side in line 1, right-hand side in line 2. But here you're going to have to form the equation, and then you're going to have to type it into Desmos, okay? So just one extra step, so no biggie. So first, let's look at the equation, okay? So I have the equation right here. A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT. It looks pretty nasty, but it's not that bad. But you do need to know what your variables stand for, okay? So A, that stands for your final amount. So it's like you started with this much money, you're taking money out of your account. Whatever you take out of your account is your final amount, okay? It's what you end with, okay? It's whatever you started with stuff, interest happened, and that's your final amount, okay? P is what you start with. It's your initial amount, okay? It's what you put into the bank. It's the down payment you put on your house. It's the down payment you put on your car. It's whatever you start with money-wise, okay? Your R, that is your rate, and it needs to be in decimal form, okay? The N is how many times are you compounding this year? And it's in a year, okay? So how many days? So if I'm compounding daily, how many days are in a year? 365. If I'm compounding monthly, how many months are in a year? 12. And then your T, that's just your time. And it's going to be in years, okay? All right, so that's what everything means. Let's try our first equation, okay? We're going to set it up. So basically, this video is showing you how to set up your equation. You already know how to solve it. We're just going to set it up, okay? So I want to find the account balance after 20 years. If $100 is placed into an account that pays 1.2% interest, and it's compounded monthly, okay? All right, so I highlighted stuff as I was talking, okay? And that's really what word problems you need to do. You need to highlight the stuff that's important, okay? Once you highlight it, we're going to go through and we're going to label what everybody is, okay? So 20 years, that's your time because it's in years. So 20 years is my T. $100 is placed in an account. Well, the $100 is either going to be your A or your P. If you place something into an account, that means you're starting it. So that's going to be my initial amount, which is P. 1.2 interest, that's my R. But when you convert it to a decimal, you move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So my rate is 0.012. Compounded monthly, how many months are in a year? 12. So my N is 12, okay? So I want to find the balance, so I'm missing A. So A equals $100 times 1 plus 0.012 over 12 raised to the 12 times 20. Okay? All right, so now we have it set up. And if you look, I'm really just evaluating this, right? Because I've told you that if you have nothing, if you have no variable on one side, that you're just evaluating it in Desmos. So I go to Desmos, okay? I'm going to type this in, all right? Go away. Okay, so I'm going to say y equals 100, parentheses 1 plus 0.012 divided by 12, get out, parentheses, raise it to the 12 times 20. And looky there, it gives you my answer. That means I don't have to solve anything. If you type it in and it gives you an answer, you're done. Okay, you don't have to do the intersection. So my answer here, it's money. So we're going to round 2 decimal places. So my answer is going to be 127.11. So 127.11. So after 20 years, I'm going to have $127. Not too really good, but you know, your interest rate isn't that big. All right, let's do another one. So it says if $350 is invested at a rate of 5%, okay, so $350 is invested at a rate of 5% per year, find the amount of investment after 10 years for the following compound method. So I'm splitting this up into two parts. So the first one is I want to compound quarterly, okay? All right, so I invest. When you invest something, you're starting it. It's the initial amount. So this is going to be my P. 5% per year, that's going to be your rate. Convert it. Now the decimal's behind the 5 here, so move it 2 places. So it's going to be 0.05. 10 years, that's your T. Now, how many quarters? I think of it as like how many quarters it make a whole. It takes 4, so it's 4 quarters. Okay? So, plug it in. Again, I'm solving for A. So it's going to be 350,000 times 1 plus your rate over your years, which is 10. No, it's over your N. My bad. Your N, which is 4. And you raise it to the 4 times 10. So I'm going to type this in a Desmos. Okay? Type it how I see it. So I come here. I'm actually going to exit. We're going to trash can it, exit. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to say y equals 350,000 times 1 plus 0.05 divided by 4. And then I'm going to raise it to the 4 times t, which is 10. There we go. So my answer is a really big number. It is $575,226.81. Okay? Big number. All right. So our answer was 575,266.81. Okay? Now, if I change the quarterly to monthly, all I'm changing is my N. What does my N change to? How many months are in a year? 12. So my N's going to change to 12. So I'm going to use the same equation. I'm just going to replace my N. I'm going to replace that 4 with a 12. And that's easy on Desmos because we just go to Desmos. And we're just going to replace that 10. Or no, that 4. My bad. That 4 with a 12. Now let's skip right over it. There we go, 12. All right, and that's my answer again. Okay. So my answer is 576,453.32. Okay? All right. So you're going to have a Desmos activity. So let's, activity, assignment, as if it's fun, right? All right. So we're going to be doing different ones. We've already solved for future amount. That's what we just did. Okay. So let's solve for time. All right. So we're going to screenshot. All right, here we go. So, as we read, we're going to highlight, okay? Mason invested $65,000 in an account paying an interest rate of 4.6% compounded annually. Assuming no deposits or withdrawals are made, how long would it take for the nearest year for the value of the account to reach $142,200? All right, so we have the formula A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT. All right, so if you invest, investing is your P value, okay? Anytime it says the word invest, it's your P value, okay? A rate, that's your R, but we got to move that decimal places 2 points to the left, so it's 0.046. Annually, well, how many times does annually occur in a year? 1 time, so N is 1. And then it says, how long will it take for the value of the count to reach? Well, if I want to reach this, that means I want to end with that. So that's my A value. So I'm going to write my equation out. A, so I actually have something to plug into A this time, equals my P, which is 65,000. So who am I missing? I'm missing T. It's saying how long would it take. When it asks you how long, that means you're solving for T. Okay? So then I'm going to say 1 plus my R, which is 0.046, over my N, which was 1. And then it's 1 times T. Now when we plug this in the Desmos, we'll have to change T to X. But this is 1. So if you're solving for anything but A, this is where you have to do line 1, left-hand side, line 2, right-hand side. So when I go back to Desmos, left-hand side line 1, right-hand side line 2. So I'm going to say Y equals 142,200. And then this one I'm going to say Y equals 6, 5, 1, and 3 zeros times 1 plus 0.046 divided by 1, parentheses. And I'm going to raise it to the 1x power because T was unknown, so I'm making it X. Now, to see this, we're going to have to zoom out because that's a pretty large number up there. Zoom out, scroll a little bit. Not there yet. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. And it intersects. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I have to sneeze. Okay. Nope. All right, I'm done. Thank you for saying bless you. All right, and remember I told you if you just click one of these lines, that gray dot will appear. You're solving for X. Now years. We're going to round years, right? So that's 17.47. So we're going to say it took 17 years. So we go back to Delta Math and we type in 17. Please be right. Haha. Did you second guess me? All right, here we go. Let's do one more of these. We're going to do 2 of each, and then we're going to call it a end of the video, okay? All right, so screenshot. All right, so we're going to highlight. So Jordan invests $85,500, JK, paying an interest rate of 4.1%. We're compounding daily. And I want to know how long it will take to reach the 13,000. Okay? All right. So I invested. So our formula is A equals P plus R over N to the NT. So I invested. I told you invested is your P. Rate, you got to move that decimal place 1, 2. So it's 0.041. Daily, how many days are in a year? N will equal 365. And then I want to reach this, so that's my end game, so that's my A. So my equation will be 13,070 equals what you invested, which is 8,500. 1 plus my R over my N. And again, my T is unknown, so we're going to change that to an X when we type it into Desmos. Okay, so I went ahead and did that. All right, so let's type into Desmos. Line 1, line 2. Okay? All right, so we go to Desmos, exit, exit. We're going to say Y equals 13,070. Okay? And then Y equals 500, parentheses, 1 plus 0.041 divided by 365. Raise it to the 365x. Okay? All right. So we got to find this guy. So we're going to scroll down. You're really just looking for where is 13,000. That's what you need to get to. So I might go back home and then zoom out. zoom out, scroll, zoom out. There it is. All right, zoom in, click it, gives me that number. So years, it's going to be about 10 years. Okay, we're getting that x value, remember, because you're solving for x. So it's going to be about 10 years. Okay, all right, so that's how you solve for t. So now let's solve for principal, and then we'll solve for rate, and then we're going to call it done. Okay, all right, so let's get our screen snip. All right, so it says Caden is going to invest into account paying an interest of 4.2% compounded. Oh, we are not doing that one yet. I did not read that. Okay, we can't do that one yet. All right, so we're going to switch gears. That's me. The compound continuously is the next video you're going to watch. I was splitting it up. So we'll just go ahead and solve for rate. Try not to overlook. Okay, that says compound continuously also. All right, so that's all for this video. And then we'll come back, we'll compound continuously, solving for principal and your rate. It's the same process, it's just another equation, so that's why I want to save it for the next video, okay? So you're just going to be doing these two after this video, and then the next video we'll just add these two, okay? All right, bye guys.